Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're just gonna take a ride with me and run some errands. Oh yeah, and don't mind the noise in the back. My son's there. Hey guys, so we were supposed to be there for 10:45. Initially, my appointment was for 11, but they called me yesterday and asked if I could come earlier. I said okay, but I can't guarantee I'm gonna be on time. I mean, I have a baby, and of course, every time I'm in a rush to go somewhere, he never disappoints. He had a blowout. Yay! So that took some time. So I'm late. I hope they're not too mad with me. So yeah, we're on our way to his hearing appointment, and lucky for us, it's not far from home. I want to say it's like a 3-4 tops 5-minute drive from home. If you're walking, maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes. But yeah. Okay guys, well, we're here. If there's one thing that you need to learn about me, I'm always late. Always. Never on time. You know, so we're late. 15 minutes late to be precise, but I hope they're not too mad with me and they don't reschedule. All right, let's go. The good news is we don't have to come back, which is amazing. Always sanitize when you get back into the car. So basically here in Ontario, when you have a kid, they make sure they assess you. Well, they assess the child when the child is born. And so when they had initially assessed my son, they were having a hard time getting a signal out of his, I believe it was his left or his right ear. So they checked hearing. And so they sent us to a specialist, and the specialist realized that there's fluid in the ear, and that's why they weren't able to get a reading out of his ear. So what that meant is that we just had to be reevaluated just closer to his birthday, because they say that, you know, babies are in an amniotic sac, so it makes sense that there's fluid in the back of his ear. But they said it tends to drain out as they get older, closer to their first birthday. So we had to do another assessment by his, well, he'll be one soon, but we did it today. And the good news is we're cleared to go, no issues. Obviously the fluid is gone. You can hear perfectly, and that's great. I did have plans to go run some errands, but I think I'm gonna have to wait now. I'm gonna go back home, put him down for a nap because he's yawning like crazy. But it's so much easier to get errands done when you only have one kid. I have to say, this whole COVID stuff is just wild. It's just wild to me. Like, I'm on my way back to the car, and I see that there's like a lineup outside the bank. People have to wait outside. Can you imagine when winter comes? Like, people are going to be standing outside in the cold. Because Canada, we have 4 seasons. Winter. Mind you, here in Toronto, I personally feel like winter here is mild compared to Montreal. This COVID stuff is just, I just find it super crazy. Like, we went from being carefree, able to see our family and friends, to now limiting seeing our family and friends. It's just wild to me. Like, it's super crazy. I had plans to go to the store, but my little one, you know how it is with young babies. They need to take their nap. And as we were getting ready to leave, there was a yawn and a rubbing of the face. So I knew that I had to get him home. Anyways, in regards to COVID, it's just crazy. Like, I just passed the bank and there are people standing outside, and I get it, you can't have too many people in the building, but it's just crazy to me, just super crazy, this COVID thing. And we're getting ready to go back to school in the fall. Here in Ontario, we have the option of either virtual learning or learning online, learning in school. And I just kind of want to see how the schools do it. So for my daughter now, we're going to be doing virtual learning for now. If we see that the schools are able to be able to do this safely, then we will think about putting her back in. But for now, I want to keep her home. And plus, you know, we have family that have health conditions, so we do need to keep her as well as ourselves safe. I did discuss about this in the new normal. So I have 2 episodes on my podcast, and the first one was the new normal, and this was when we were first introduced to COVID. So definitely go check out that one. And I recently just dropped another podcast with 2 of my friends, Brittany and Paula. So definitely go check that out. And that one's called Back to Reality. So check out my podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I'm on Spotify, and the name of the podcast is called A Shot of Melanin, with my other 2 co-hosts, which are my friends, Britt and Paula. Britt is actually new to the team. She is Mama Bear as well, millennial mama. Today is August 27th, and so I'm going to shout out my girl Brittany because today is her birthday. So you can find her on Instagram, Britt Hart, and you could follow her daughter's YouTube page, Amaya Does. Very cute if you're looking for something for your little ones to watch. Very nice, very fun. So check out Amaya Does on YouTube. COVID is oh boy, COVID is an interesting to say the least. And you know what's crazy? Like, I put my mask on and then I took it off and I saw all my makeup on there, and I was like, I decided to use the disposable mask.
2 hours later.
So, he woke up and we just went to the post office to drop off some clothes. As I had mentioned earlier, I had bought some clothes from Pretty Little Thing. And turn that down. Yeah, I brought some clothes from Pretty Little Thing. And I just went to go drop that bad boy back. There were some clothes that I just didn't like, some pieces I didn't like. I obviously did do a review on the product. Anyways, you'll see that soon. So now we're off to another store that I have to go do returns. I've had to do like a lot of returns. And I just find that doing errands with 2 kids is just too much for me. Maybe some can do it with 2, 3, or 4, but I prefer to go alone. And that's just me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm hungry. I only had breakfast this morning. So I got myself a Subway. We're at Bouclair though. We're here. I like Bouclair stuff. I bought my daughter's blinds from there, and I'm looking for some more pieces to put in her room. I'm gonna be decorating her room. once it's all done, I'll definitely show you guys the after. You know what's crazy? What's wild? The whole police brutality, police shooting unarmed black people. And I know maybe if I have any American followers, they're probably thinking, what do you have? It's Canada. I'd kindly like you to Google Defonte Miller. Just kindly Google. Luckily for him, he's alive. I mean, he didn't get shot, but he got beaten to a pulp by 2 cops. And one of them was, I believe, off duty. As long as you're black in this world, you walk around with a target on your back. And that's just straight facts. So I went to Bouclair and I was able to drop off or return the things that I needed to. I had plans to go, you know, shop around. But the little one's with me and we're creeping up into his supper time. So he's hungry. I'm sure he is. So I decided to go to destination number 3, go pick up what I needed to, and then head home. My third destination was I had bought some press-on nails. I'm really into the press-on nails. I've always been into it, actually, since I was 16. I'm really into the press-on nails. I've always been into it, actually, since I was 16. I've been wearing nails, nail extension. So with COVID shut down, I had nowhere to go do my nails. And I said to myself, you know what? Let's look into press-on nails. And then I found this location in my area. And they go by the name of Dose of Nails. Now, you know, I'm trying my best to also support, you know, local business, black-owned businesses. So Dose of Nails, if you want, you could follow them on Instagram. They have some great stuff if you are in the GTA. At least that's my favorite place to go. And yeah. You know, being a content creator, you always have to think of content. You know, and sometimes you get it. I feel like maybe some content creators are having a hard time with COVID, especially if you're like a travel content creator and you travel around the world and now you're kind of like stuck home. I feel like it's hard for you to kind of just find content, right? My biggest thing is that I always try to support people, and I would hope that they will support me, because, you know, in order for you to get somewhere, you need help from others. You can't just get somewhere just like that. Just like that. You know, someone has to see you or see something or some sort of potential in you and to want to help you out. So, you know, I think it's always a good idea that we support each other. You know, whether it is somebody bakes very well and somebody suggests or somebody asks, hey, do you know anybody who can bake? Let them know. It might be just a seed that you're starting in somebody else, but it's the fact that you believe in them that will make them grow. Food for that. On another note, I've been so busy. I guess you could say I've almost been living under a rock. I did hear about the recent shooting, and, you know, I had to check out from social media. And I know I don't really post as much. I'm trying to post more, and I'm going to work on doing better. But, yeah. I heard about it. I did not see the video. Actually, somebody tried to send it to me, and I deleted that shit real quick. I'm not trying to see that. I just remember the space I was in with George Floyd and when he had passed away. And I said, and it took me 2 months to get out of that. And I said, I'm not doing this again. I am frustrated. I am sad. As I mentioned before, just because I'm from Canada doesn't mean it's not happening here. Just because that's not my experience doesn't mean I haven't seen it. I've experienced more micro aggression form of racism. Like, for example, you're pretty for a black girl. It's actually called a backhanded compliment. That's what it is. I've gotten a lot of those. You're pretty for a black girl. I've never dated a black girl, but I would date you. You're so cool and pretty. And that's supposed to make me feel better? Gee, thanks. I'd rather you just not give me a compliment than give me a backhanded compliment. And that's just me. I feel like, I don't know. I would love for us to do better. I really would. I have 2 kids, 1 boy and 1 girl. And you know, I think that's my biggest fear. They're gonna grow up. They're gonna go out. They're gonna be with their friends. And I'm gonna be up at night worrying and waiting until they get home. I'm relieved though to hear that he lived, or he's alive rather. I'm sad to hear that he's paralyzed. It hurts my soul to hear that. You know, and he's 3 boys. At that age that they are, you're running around with them. You know, you're playing around with them. Imagine you can't even play around with your boys. Like, I'm going to pray for him because that could be a really deep sense of depression. I don't even wish that on my worst enemy. Mind you, I don't have any enemies, at least not that I know of. But I don't wish that on anybody. And it just makes me sad. I think everyone can agree with me when us black people say we're tired. I'm honest to God tired of seeing the images. I'm honest tired of explaining the explanation of why Black Lives Matter. Oh, but what about all lives? We're not saying all lives doesn't matter. But for once, can we just focus on Black lives and let that one matter? Just for once. And I'm just kind of tired of explaining that. If you don't get it, I'm not going to bother to explain it. You know, maybe an ally will explain it because at this point I'm tired of explaining it. I've been explaining it like forever. You know, I'm tired of hearing these stories. You know, the Tamir Rice, the Sandra Bland, the Philando Castile. I'm not even sure if I'm saying his last name properly. But I'm just tired of hearing it. You know, and then the recent few, which was Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, and can I just say, I just feel as though the whole Breonna Taylor is just a joke. We are, what, 3 months past her death and no conviction, no one arrested. Let's start there. No one arrested. I'm happy he's alive. I'm sad that he's paralyzed. I'm praying for him, and I just think it's time. Enough is enough. You know, I'm tired of it. I literally was in the darkest place when George Floyd died. It took me 2 months to get out of it. I remember I was homeschooling my daughter, and it took me 2 months to get out of that. It hasn't been easy, and I just told myself I'm not going back down that road. And then another shooting. You know, I don't feel myself in the sunken place. At least not yet. We have to deal with our own daily trauma. And then we've got generational trauma. It's just, you know, low-key upset. Okay, not low-key, high-key upset. Just tired. Just tired.